Good afternoon. Welcome to Yoga with Joyful. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes to get started. Meanwhile, if you would like to have something to sit on, you could have a folded towel. I'm sitting on a piece of foam. We are going to want a chair for today's practice, and I have a folding chair, and that's going to be plenty. It doesn't need to be a heavy, sturdy chair like we were doing balance, because it's not for balance today. Welcome to yoga. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. My name is Robin Bruckman. I've been teaching yoga for about 20 years. Today's practice, as always, our goal for the day is to feel better when we get up off our mat than we did coming down to our mat. Don't push anything. All of our movements are going to be slow and mindful. If I invite you to do something that isn't right for your body, please don't do it. We're going to be in some positions that might incur a stretch and be mildly uncomfortable. If it feels so uncomfortable that you can't wait for it to be over, please back out or stop doing it altogether. This is not supposed to be something that hurts. It shouldn't hurt. We should feel better getting up off our mat than we did coming down. So as you're getting settled, just find a comfortable seated position. I'm sitting in Sukhasana, or easy pose. Sukha means easy or comfortable. Asana actually doesn't mean pose, it means seat. So this is easy seat. We use asana to refer to the various poses that we do, but it doesn't actually mean pose, it means seat. The original purpose of yoga is to quiet the body so that meditation is possible. We're going to do a little bit of meditation at the end. Joy, come here, Joyful. This is Joyful. And she always helps me with yoga. It's very good to have such a good role model for correct body use. So we'll go ahead and get started. Find a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And find your seat bones. Allow yourself to be fully grounded. Shoulder blades hang down. Heart is open, neck is relaxed, breath is easy. Feel your belly expand with the inhale and bring your belly back towards you for the exhale. Eyes are soft in their socket. Arms are heavy and relaxed. Your hands are resting comfortable. I have my hands on my thighs. Wherever is comfortable for you is the right place. That's fine. And just follow your breath. We'll spend about 40-45 minutes just exploring. So for right now, just take attendance. Notice how your body feels at the beginning of your practice. Notice the quality of your hips, softness of your shoulders, your overall tension or relaxation. Just allowing yourself to be fully present in the current moment. Breath is easy. Seat bones are grounded. Hips are soft. And take a deep breath, open your eyes, interlace your fingers, palms away, arms overhead, and begin stretching from side to side. So today we're going to be looking at legs and core, and here you can begin to open the side body. And as you stretch to one side, notice that the opposite side core has to engage. And allow the opposite side hip to stay grounded. Opening the shoulders, allowing more room for the breath. It's a very simple movement, but it's a really good beginning, opening movement. It just allows the spine a little bit more mobility. Release your hands. Why don't you come down, sweetheart? Or not. Interlace your hands behind you, shoulder blades together in the back, palms away from the body. Gaze is upward. Heart is open. Bringing the upper arms together behind you. Noticing that this begins to open the front body. And again, beginning to engage the core. Shoulder blades together in the back. Collarbones are wide and open. And release your hands. Right hand down, left arm up overhead. Looking underneath that left arm. Really opening that left side of the body. Opening the left upper arm. Opening the left hip. Grounding that left seat bone. And press up, other side, right arm up overhead, opening that right side body, looking underneath that right shoulder, grounding that right hip, right seat bone. Really feeling the openness in that rib cage, allowing more room for the breath. And press up. And walk your hands out in front of you a little bit until you begin to feel a stretch wherever you feel it. I'm feeling it in the outer hip. That's fine. If you feel it somewhere else, that's fine too. I'm bringing the shoulder blades down towards my waist. The action is of pulling my hands towards me to help get more openness in the heart center. So we're looking to find more awareness of the entire core of the body. Our core is at the core, so our core helps us maintain good posture, walking your hands back. It allows your organs to be organized in the way that they're supposed to. When we slump and crunch, our organs get compressed, and we'd like to have enough room and support in our core, in our inner body, so that our organs can function properly. So right hand to the left thigh. I said that backwards. Left hand to the right thigh. Right hand behind you as a kickstand. Gaze is in front of the sternum. This is a simple twist. It originates in the pelvis, comes up through the low back, comes through the rib cage, and completes at the neck. The neck is not included in the twist. So we could use a lot of leverage here with that hand on the thigh. We're not going to use a lot of leverage. We're just going to wait, okay? And let your breath allow a little bit more opening. So as you inhale, the spine gets taller. And as you exhale, maybe a little bit more twist. Not pushing, no pushing. There's no need to push. We're going to just wait here for a few more breaths, allowing the body to open as it wishes. Twists begin to open the areas between our vertebrae, and that allows more ease in all of our movements, including the breath. Inhale, slowly come back to center. And then right hand to the left thigh. Left hand behind you as a kickstand. Simple twist to the left. Again, not including the neck. The neck is not part of the twist. As you inhale, the spine gets longer. As you exhale, maybe a little bit more twist. There's no need to push. We're just going to wait, allowing the breath to offer opening between the vertebrae, giving room for the spinal cord to do its job. And release, come back to center, walk your hands out again. Maybe they go out a little bit farther this time, maybe not, either way is fine. So the action is of pulling the hands towards you, and that helps increase the opening in the heart center. Gaze is upward. And then walk your hands back very slowly. So twists allow a lot more opening between the vertebrae, and then we have to be really careful and mindful not to move suddenly when the spine has been opened. It's in a new place maybe, and you just want to be very kind to your spine. Okay, so now we're going to cross the legs. So turn your left thigh straight towards me. Right foot crosses over, and wrap that left elbow around the right leg, putting the right hand behind you as a kickstand. So this is again a twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes pose. And if this is a lot for you, you could just stay centered and have it not be a twist. That's fine too. So this is another, it's a twist and it's also a hip opener. I probably don't need to say that. You probably figured that out. So it's a hip opener for the outer right hip. And again, we're just going to wait here. So make sure that however deeply you choose to go into this pose, as any pose, that you can stay there in whatever you choose for a number of breaths. If you are saying to yourself, oh, is it over yet? Then you need to back out some so that it should be mildly uncomfortable. You know, just on the outer edge of your comfort zone. If you stay within your comfort zone, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine too. You'll still get some opening. That's fine. If you go to where your eyes start bugging out of your head or your breath catches, that's too far. You need to back out. See, we're staying here for a number of breaths. And that allows your body to have time to adjust to the pose, figure out what's involved here, and then begin to release a little bit. A little bit's fine. And now with great loving kindness, untangle your legs. Stand both knees up, wiggle around a little bit. And then point your right knee towards me. Left leg crosses over, wrapping that right elbow around that knee. Noticing that one side is always easier. That means one side is always harder. That's very normal. And there's no need to try super hard to get things to match. This is something that evolves over time as your body comes to understand a little better symmetry. As living, breathing beings, we didn't come symmetrical, and we're probably not going to die symmetrical. So our goal is just to become a little bit more symmetrical with each time we practice. And there's no need to push. Did I mention that? Don't push. Shoulder blades stay soft and together, allowing that opening in the outer left hip. Just allowing the breath to soften the whole body. Eyes are soft, gaze is soft. I don't know if Joyful's still in the view, but she's very relaxed right now. She's watching contentedly. So having a cat as part of my practice is very helpful because cats are very precise about muscle use. When a cat is relaxed, it's a puddle. And when it's hunting, it has all the tension that it needs to accomplish the task at hand. And that's what we would like in our own body, is to have the accuracy of muscle tone that we need for whatever it is that we're doing right now. And with great loving kindness, untangle your legs, stand both knees up, wiggle around a little bit, and we come to our first core strength exercise. So walk your feet out a little bit, and this could be your pose. We're going into Navasana, boat pose. So this could be your pose, okay? So you notice that already the front of the body is getting a little activated. You can let go of your knees and lean back a little bit. And notice that that activates that whole front side body a little bit more. And then you can lift your feet, and that activates the whole front side body even more. So your weight is balanced over your seat bones. Breath stays easy. Hello. Trembling is normal. And then let your feet ground down and come rest between your knees, allowing the back body to soften. And now we come back to Navasana, and you can have your feet on the floor. You're still going to get a lot of impact. I'm going to lift my feet up, bring my hands to heart center, and turn to the left. So now I'm activating the whole front body and also the right side body. And then bring both hands to the right. And back to the left. Trembling is normal. And back to the right. And come to center and rest between your legs. And come up. Now we're going to do a different variation of Navasana. So I'm going to put my hands behind me, a little ways out. Fingertips point towards my butt, lifting the legs and straightening them any amount. Okay, so now this is more about the lower core. You probably noticed that right off, huh? Trembling is normal. Bend the knees and come to rest between your knees. And now come to standing. I'm going to move my foam pad out of the way. I don't need it right now. And I'm at the back of my mat so the camera can see. I can lift the camera up a little bit. That'll make it a little easier, I guess. That'll work. Okay. So from here, feet are together, pretty close. Knees are almost touching, but not completely. Hands to heart center. And bend the knees any amount. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Bending the knees. I did say strengthen the legs, yes? Today is legs and core. So here we go with legs. Maybe a little bit lower. Maybe a little bit lower. So legs are close together but not touching. So each leg is having to do its own job. lift your left heel. And let it come down, lift the right heel. So each leg now has more to do. Let the right heel come down, lift the left heel again. Switch sides. Come back to neutral. Maybe a little bit lower. Inhale and come all the way up and hands to heart center. And we rest in mountain pose, Tadasana. All right, now we're going to look at Tadasana, goddess pose. So for this, feet are quite wide and pointing outward. So pointing outward about 45 degrees, upper body stays tall, bending the knees, so the knees go out over the feet, but not on, if your knees are over your ankles, then open your feet a little bit more. So you don't want your knees past your ankles, that protects your knees. Upper body is tall. So hands to heart center, maybe a little bit lower. Again, making sure that your knees stay at or behind your ankles. Look down and check if you need to widen your stance, you can do that. Maybe a little bit lower. Now, the legs stay here, arms come to cactus. Cactus arms. And notice that that puts a little bit more on your core. And now we're going to bend over to the right. So the whole assembly bends at the back and the rib cage a little bit. So the right elbow is approaching the right knee. Gaze is upward. Come back to neutral. Left elbow approaches the left knee. Come back to neutral. Back to the right. Tadasana, goddess pose, with a variation of cactus arms. Back to the left. Back to neutral. And if you can stay here, that's great. If you need to take a break, you can straighten your legs. So we're back at cactus arms, and now straighten the arms out to the side. Palms up, palms down. Palms up, and notice that that sets your shoulder blades flat on your back. Palms down. Palms up. Palms down. Hands back to heart center. Straighten your legs. Walk your feet back together and shake it out a little bit. As in Navasana, boat pose, shaking in goddess pose is normal. Okay, so now I'm going to get my chair. And this is just a simple folding chair. And I'm going to put it in front of me. And step back about arm's width back. So from here, bend the knees back to Utkatasana, chair pose. And then leaning forward, place your hands on the chair. I'm going to walk my feet a little closer. Knees stay bent. And maybe the elbows go down on the chair. Trembling is normal. And press back up. Rest in mountain pose. Shoulders are down. And now come back to heart center. Bend the knees. Hands or elbows come back to the chair. Lift that right arm up. Right arm comes down, left arm up. And then both hands or elbows or whatever it is for you on the chair. Bending the knees as much as you are willing to do. And then stand up. And rest in mountain pose. It seems so simple, doesn't it? I'm not that strong, so it's a big deal for me. Right? All right, so now I'm going to bring the right foot forward, left foot back. Pelvis stays directly facing the chair. This is sometimes called pyramid pose. This is Utthita Parshvottanasana, or intense stretch to the side. I don't see any sideness to this, but that's the name of it. I don't name them. Folding at the hip hinge, coming down to the chair. Both legs are straight here. Maybe you can come down to your elbow. I don't know. Both legs are straight. Pelvis is straight. And lifting back up. Pelvis stays straight to the chair. Switch your legs. Parshvottanasana. Pelvis is straight to the chair, folding at the hip hinge, coming down to take support anywhere on the chair. So hands or elbows. If you're really flexible, your head. Both legs stay straight. Back is flat. Gaze is a little bit forward. And lift up. Step your feet together. Hands down, rest in mountain pose. All right, so now we're going to do the same pose, but without the chair. So I'll move the chair away. So without the chair, there's more core involved, okay? So right leg forward, left leg back, both feet point pretty much forward. Pelvis is straight to the front of your mat, folding at the hip hinge. Hands can be at heart center. Folding as much as you like. And notice that suddenly your whole core is activated. Trembling is normal. Inhale, come up. Feet come together. And left foot forward, right foot back. Both legs are straight. Folding at the hip hinge. Hands can be at heart center. There are other places we could put them, but that's what we'll do for this variation. Gaze is a little bit forward. Inhale, come up. Feet come together. Resting in mountain pose. And we have one more active leg pose, and that's in Kundalini. This is called frog pose. There are a lot of poses that are called frog, and in Kundalini, this is the one that's called frog. So you're going to bend your knees so that your hands can come down to the ground. Bend your knees as much as you can, and then straighten your legs as much as they want to. So this is the action. It's lifting and lowering the pelvis. And in a Kundalini practice, this will be done very quickly, and I don't want to do it that quickly for this practice. And then come up, rest in mountain pose. And now I'm going to move the chair a little bit farther out of the way. And we come down to the mat. And come back to Sukhasana, or some comfortable seated position. And we're just going to take attendance now and notice how your body feels at this point in your practice. We're not done yet, but this is just noticing what impact you've had so far. So I notice that my body is a lot warmer, and also that I have a little bit more room in my body. So I have more openness in my joints. And because there might be a little bit more openness, we're going to do cow face pose legs. So take your left knee and point it towards me. Right knee crosses over. And ideally, your knees would stack like this. And that may not be your experience, and that's fine. I can't see you, so you go wherever you're. I'm not going to say comfortable, because this is not a comfortable pose. But to go to where you feel an acceptable amount of hip opening. Because this is a big opener for the outside of both hips here. You probably noticed that. So now we're going to add eagle arms to this. So I have my right leg on top. I'm going to put my left arm on top. Arms out to the side, crossing, left arm on top. Personally, I really like cow face pose. I find it to be very helpful to me as a rider because it allows the hips to be a little bit more open, a little bit more shock absorbing, so that when I sit the trot, I have a little bit more ability to do that easily. The general public does not like this pose at all, but I find that riders appreciate it. Maybe don't love it, but appreciate it. Release the arms, pet the cat. With great loving kindness, untangle your legs, stand both knees up, and wiggle around a little bit. And then point your right knee towards me, left leg crosses over, so the knees stack as much as they're comfortable. Comfortable is the wrong word. As much as you're willing to do today, okay? So we're going to go into eagle arms. So I have my left leg on top. I'm going to put my right arm on top. Bringing the shoulder blades down. And breathing, particularly breathing into my hips to allow that opening to transpire. Gaze is soft. If your eyes are bugging out of your head, back out a little bit. Because we're going to be here for a few more breaths, okay? Release the arms, pet the cat. With great loving kindness, untangle your legs. Stand your knees up and wiggle around a little bit. Okay, we're not quite done with leg strength. Did I say we were? We're not quite. So come to lie on your back, knees stay bent, feet as close to your buttocks as is comfortable for you. Pull each shoulder blade under your body, palms face down, very close to your body. Knees are close together. And press up. So your pelvis comes up, pressing evenly with both legs. And we're going to do this as a movement. So pressing up, coming down a little bit. Pressing up, coming down a little bit. Pressing up, coming down almost to the mat. And press back up evenly, both legs evenly. Back and forth at your pace. One leg wants to take over and do most of the work. And by doing this as a movement, it allows you to have a little bit more say over the evenness of the work of your two legs. And notice that this is not just legs, this is also core. Press all the way up, and then let your pelvis come all the way down. Pull your knees into your chest, wrap your hands around your legs, and rock from side to side. Come to neutral. Keep hold of your right knee. Let the left leg extend, but not to the floor, okay? It's just extended, maybe an inch, 2 inches off the floor. So guess what? Here we are at core again. Foot stays active. Toes point to the ceiling. Draw that left leg in. Grab hold of that left knee, extend the right leg, but not all the way to the ground. How about that? This really helps to activate the deep core, okay, your psoas, and the muscles that are directly in front of your spinal cord. Very important postural muscles. Bring both knees in, extend the left leg, not all the way to the floor. Switch it out. This is a variation on Apanasana. Apana being the energy that flows downward in the body. And now both knees come to the chest. Wrap your hands around, rocking from side to side. Enjoying this, having your whole spine fully supported by the mat. And release your hands. Let your feet come down to the mat. And then cross your left ankle over your right knee. Pulling the whole assembly up, threading your hand in that hole, and rocking side to side. Eye of the needle, Sukrandrasana. And then release that side. Cross the right ankle over the left knee, pull that whole assembly up, and rocking side to side. And release that. Let both feet come down. Place your feet mat width apart. Arms out to the side, palms face down. Let both knees fall to the right, looking to the left. Duryodhasana. Inhale the knees up. Exhale, knees fall to the left, looking to the right. grounding through that right shoulder. The right side of the pelvis does come up. It's not a big twist, it's a little tiny twist. Mostly it's a hip release. It should feel pretty comfortable. Inhale up, exhale, knees fall to the right, gazes to the left. Inhale up, exhale, knees fall to the left, gazes to the right. Inhale the knees up, and you can let your legs lay flat on the floor. I'm going to sit up. And you can begin to settle into Shavasana. So pull each shoulder blade underneath your body so your palms face up. Allow your feet to relax completely. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Allow yourself to release completely into your mat. Let your brain rest in the back of the skull. Eyes are soft in the bottom of the eye socket. Facial features are soft. Breath is easy. Allow your tongue to rest in the bottom of your mouth. Jaw slightly parted. Back of the neck is free and long. Throat is open. Feel your shoulder blades flat on the mat. Allow your arms to be heavy. Fingers slightly curled. Collarbones are long and wide. Feel your ribs moving with your breath, sliding on your mat. Your sternum rises and falls with the breath. Allow your belly to be soft. Let your organs rest towards your back body. Lower back is free and wide. Feel your sacrum resting flat on the mat. Allow the wings of your pelvis to open. Thighs are heavy. Feet are relaxed. And return to the sensation of the breath. Allow the breath to enter your body, bringing nourishment and light, prana. And as you exhale, releasing any tension. And observe your body. Notice the effects of your practice. Thank your body for allowing you to have a physical practice today. We never take that for granted. Feel your breath nourishing the body, bringing oxygen, light, prana into your body. Exhaling peace, quiet. Allow yourself to feel a sense of well-being, of health, of ease. Appreciate what has happened as a result of today's practice. Allow the breath to be easy, full. now take a deeper breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bend your knees, place your feet on the mat. Gently roll to your right side and rest there. And with the strength of your arms, press yourself up to seated. Bring your hands to heart center. Bow your head to your heart. I honor the place within you where the entire universe exists. I honor the place within you of peace, of joy, of light, and of love. I honor the place within you where, if you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, there can be only one of us. Namaste. Rub your palms together to generate warmth. Place your palms over your closed eyes. Open your eyes into the darkness and return your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I'm so glad you came and joined me. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Drink lots of water. When we start releasing things in the body, water helps to flush out anything that's been brought up, and water's just a good thing anyway. So I hope the rest of your day is amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. Please let me know how you feel in the comments. I so appreciate you coming. Thank you so much.